It's an intriguing murder case in which ICC's Victims and Witness Unit has offered a helping hand to the Kenya police in order to unravel it. Meshack Yebei, who was set to testify for the defense in the trial against Deputy President William Ruto and journalist Joshua Sang at the ICC, was found murdered 10 days ago, 10 days shy of his son Meshack Jr.'s birth. Yebei's decomposing body was found floating in River Yala near Kapsabet town days after he disappeared. Ruto's lead counsel Karim Khan describes Yebei's death as an absolute tragedy and an attempt to muzzle the truth. His statement to newsrooms reads in part, quote, "Whilst I have lost someone who I described to the court many months ago as a critical defense witness, I remain firmly of the view that no one will be able to prevent the truth from emerging in this case." Khan says the defense is running a parallel inquiry into the killing of Yebei, particularly because the office of the prosecutor appears to be guilty of inaction. He says, quote, "The defense has recently learned that the prosecution was fully on notice months before the alleged abduction and murder of Mr. Yebei, that he had been threatened with abduction by one of the prosecution's own witnesses." Khan says he alerted the Victims and Witness Unit of the ICC on learning about the abduction threats Yebei was facing. Mr. Yebei was referred to the ICC Witness Protection Program by me, his statement reads. The prosecution, on the other hand, which Khan claims received information from one prosecution witness that Yebei had been threatened with abduction by another prosecution witness, is yet to respond to Khan's question regarding the steps it took to ensure Yebei's safety. 4 days ago, the prosecution stated that any suggestion that the office of the prosecutor was involved in Mr. Yebei's alleged abduction and murder was both outrageous and utterly false. End of quote.
The team for Mr. Ruto.
Ruto's lead counsel, however, states that after offering condolences to the family of Yebei, the OTP proceeded with what can only be described as a gratuitous character assassination of an individual not available to defend himself and without regard to the dignity of the family of the deceased. End of quote. The prosecution stated that it had not included Yebei on its list of witnesses after obtaining information indicating that Yebei was deeply implicated in the scheme to corrupt prosecution witnesses. End of quote. Khan finds it highly significant that the prosecution never sought an arrest warrant against Mr. Yebei, despite the witness interference claims. Yebei came into contact with the defense team about 1.5 years ago. Khan says Yebei had revealed a cabal of prosecution witnesses who had deliberately concocted false accounts against Ruto for financial and other benefits. Indeed, Khan's statement reads in part, Yebei requested that he be allowed to testify in a public session at the appropriate time in order that Kenyans may hear the truth about this case. End of quote. As funeral arrangements continue at Yebei's home, it remains to be seen if investigators will conclusively determine his assassin. Sylvia Tibet for The Big Question.